Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 3v3 match on the map The Hills of Eyes. I'm playing in the top right and I'm playing as the Allies. My next Twitch stream is going to be on Thursday night. I will leave the details of the time in the description. In my Twitch streams I usually go through a series of quick matches which determine my place in the ranked ladder. So if you're interested, check that out. My Twitch name is Zach the Reaper 1. On this map, if I play on the left or right, I choose to play as Allies. The reason is Allies have access to destroyers and the Soviets have access to submarines, and submarines are very weak against destroyers. So it's much better to play as Allies because that will help you get control of the water. If you do play as Soviets, you'll have to try and break through with tanks. Now, some of you who watch my videos will know when I play on ore-only maps, I usually go ore refinery, war factory, ore refinery. In this case though, I'm going to go double war factory before I build my second ore refinery. And the reason for that is because it was agreed at the start that there was going to be no rush for the first 5 minutes. And if there's going to be no rush for the first 5 minutes, I'll be able to build more ore trucks before building my tanks. Now on this map, it's very important how you use the ore. The top of this map actually has a slight advantage over the bottom of the map in long games. Because what tends to happen is ore tends to run out on the bottom before it runs out on the top, because the top of the map is designed for 5 players, the bottom of the map is designed for 3 players. So if matches take a long time, then the bottom are at a disadvantage. In order to manage your ore, you don't want to build too many ore trucks. I usually limit myself to 6. What I do is I build 2 ore refineries and I build 4 ore trucks from my war factories. It's all about balance. You need to be able to build a suitable amount of units in order to combat your enemy, but you don't want to mine too much, else you will run out of ore very early on and then you won't be able to build anything and it'll be pretty much game over. Now what you can see is I've built some ore silos to the right, and that's because when I place my second ore refinery, I'm actually going to place it in that little enclosed area where the ore is. And the reason I want to place it there is because when you have 6 ore trucks, they usually struggle to get through that small gap leading into the ore field. So when you place this ore refinery there, some of the ore trucks don't have to go through that gap, and I will reroute some of the ore trucks so they are dropping the ore off at that ore refinery. So they'll be using both, because if you have 6 ore trucks at one ore refinery, they usually get stuck. I currently now have 3 tanks blocking the bridge, which means it's completely blocked unless they destroy one of the tanks. I'm going to build 3 more tanks so I can get 2 rows of 3, and it'll make it very hard for them to break through unless they have superior numbers. I'm now going to be building destroyers because one of the most important things you can do when you stand on the right is to get control of the water. Once you get control of that water, it makes it very hard for your opponents to do any attacks from the right hand side of the map. And from experience, usually it is the right hand side of the map which determines which team is going to win and which team is going to lose. I'm now building my service depot so I can build MCVs. MCVs are especially important on this map because a lot of Soviet players tend to go for planes because they know they're not going to get attacked early on. And if they use planes, they can take out construction yards, so you need that option of building MCV in case your construction yard is destroyed. Another really important building on this map is the information centre. The information centre as Allies gives you access to satellite, which gives you visibility over the whole map, which is, I guess, is good on any map. It also allows you to build cruisers, and cruisers do a lot of damage to buildings if you get control of the water. They can also fire long distances, they're very effective against infantry, they do some damage to other boats, and they're effective against tanks if you get attacked. So cruisers are a really important unit. Now we can see the other 2 teams, yellow and green, have also expanded to the right. They've both got extra MCVs, and yellow team have got a naval yard on this patch of water because I think they're going to help because they know how important this strip of water is in terms of controlling the map and controlling the game. I'm preparing to attack soon. I'm getting a bit more visibility at the moment, just going to the left so I don't get any surprise attacks and I can see what's going on. I'm going to probably wait for satellite first though, because I've got my information centre up, so the satellite will be on cooldown, and it's a lot better if you can actually see what you're running into. I'm also building a pillbox on the bridge. Since I've only got 6 tanks there, I just want a little bit more firepower in case they do go for a land attack. And we can see the other team have cruisers, which means they also have an information centre, so they look like they're going for maybe a similar strategy to what we're doing. And if we have a look up the map, what we can see is that yellow are also building destroyers, and they've also got cruisers as well, so they're going to be a bit of help to us if we need it. And now satellites cool down, we can see the whole map. Now we do have a small darkened area around Cyan, and because Cyan have been since they built the information centre, you can get radar jammers, and they're using radar jammers to obscure. And we can see that Cyan have launched a surprise attack with Chrono tanks. Now that was very, very unexpected, so well played to them there. They're going to get the construction yard down, and they're going to go for the war factories as well. So that was a surprise attack from them, and I think with those 2 Chrono tanks attacking the war factory, they're probably going to get one of those down as well. So that was a sneaky attack by Cyan there. Chrono tanks are expensive and they do have low health, but they can provide some surprise attacks. So what I'm going to need to do now is I'm going to need to build an MCV using my war factory, and just make sure I don't get attacked by any more Chrono tanks in the meantime. What I'm probably going to do is attack by water. Sometimes attack is the best form of defence. This battle is crucial to the game, and we've got our full naval force here, and it's looking quite good for us so far. The main thing is to keep our ships moving around, our destroyers moving, so that they don't take as much damage, and it's looking very, very good. We're looking like we're outnumbering them now, and what he's done possibly is he's built too many Chrono tanks, and he hasn't had enough money to spend on destroyers and cruisers, because this is crucial here, and it looks like we've won that quite comfortably. And once we've got these couple of destroyers destroyed, we'll go for his naval yards and his cruisers, and that'll remove the threat from the water. But we are going to need to be careful because those Chrono tanks, and we can see he's bringing some tanks up, and I need to take my tanks down quickly to defend this because I've only got 1 war factory left. So this is very, very crucial. If they get through, they could sort of do circles around my war factory and maybe destroy it. And I've got my MCV out now, which is great because I can build buildings once again. And they've got a Chrono tank attacking that ore refinery, and they're going to get that ore refinery down. And they created a diversion there with those 3 tanks while they brought the Chrono tank in. And I've got another Chrono tank attacking that construction yard. So I need to repair that as quickly as possible. And this is very, very important. I don't want to lose this construction yard again. And it's going to be close. It's very close. And I think they were 1 shot away from destroying it. So I'm okay there. So I'm going to need to keep a close eye on my base at all times, it looks like, because of those Chrono tanks. And he's got another Chrono tank, and it's been able to attack my construction yard before it was able to fully repair. So he's got that construction yard down again, so I'm going to need to build another MCV. This puts me in a really tricky position because I've only got 1 war factory, I've only got 1 ore refinery. So if I lose either of those, then I am screwed because I need the ore refinery to have the ore to build more stuff. And I need the war factory, of course, to build the MCV. So I'm going to need to be extra careful while I'm waiting for this MCV to be built. I have no doubt that he'll attack one of them with a Chrono tank. We can also see that the ore's starting to run out on the patch above my base. So I'm going to have to think about expansion. And we can see he's going for the war factory. So I'll be repairing this. I'll be attacking him straight away. And yep, we're okay for now, and we do have to be careful though because he might go for attack at the other side. And the MCV is built, which is going to give me a bit of a breathing space. I'm going to be able to start building buildings again. And what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with building another ore refinery. Not because I need the ore trucks, it's just so I have the ore refineries a building in case they destroy one of my other ore refineries with a Chrono tank. And I'm just moving those naval units back because I could see a cruiser was attacking them there. At this point, I'm just keeping an eye on my base while I build it back up. I really need to get that second ore refinery down. I'm fine for power though. I've got absolute tons of power actually. They have destroyed my information centre, but that's not a big deal. Usually it causes the map to go black, but it hasn't because I didn't have satellite at that point. And I've got my second ore refinery down, and I'm just going to send my ore truck to the ore patch far away because there's hardly any ore near my base anymore. Now I need to get ready to attack Cyan. I don't think he'll have that much. And we can see that yellow is already coming in. So he's gone in for the attack on Cyan. And Cyan's been spending a lot probably on Chrono tanks. So I'm not sure he'll have that much to defend with. I'm just having a look at my base and just looking around to make sure. And I can see Cyan actually had some Chrono tanks there. So yellow have gone in for the attack. And purple are also coming up as well. So green's going to need to be able to defend against purple. The thing about me is I can't really move out my base. And we can see that Cyan's lost the right side. So I'm going to send all my tanks down now. I've got an extra MCV which I'm going to send to yellow's base. So I'm going to bring my tanks down now. It looks like Cyan's been almost totally destroyed. He might have some buildings to the left possibly though. Because we do see two black patches over there. So I'm sort of like doing the same thing as Cyan. I'm just moving out my base and moving to the left. A good plan when you've got more control of the south is to actually take an MCV down and build an MCV and ore refinery down on the south and start using their ore patch. At the moment though, however, Cyan have still got some cruisers to the right, so we won't be able to do that because they'll just destroy any buildings. So I'm just going to try and take out the raw trucks for the time being and just put off the raw supply so they can't build any more. Now that I've got my extra MCV going to the top left, I can take the risk. Because even if they do destroy my base, I've got my tanks down here. And if Cyan spend their money on Chrono tanks, then they won't be able to have anything to defend. And we will also get purple's ore trucks while we're here as well. It doesn't look like purple have much left. They seem to do an attack earlier through the middle. And we can see that Cyan's going for my base. He's got 3 Chrono tanks there. So basically, what I'm going to do is just set up in the top left with my MCV there. So we'll just find my MCV. It's up there now. We can see there's a radar jammer next to it. And I'll just sell my buildings at my old base and build a new one. So yeah, I'm just selling those buildings because I'll need the money to be able to build a new ore refinery. And what I'll do is I'll select these ore trucks and I'm going to take these ore trucks up to the top left. Where I'm building my new base. I'm just going to build a power plant first and then an ore refinery, but it doesn't look like we'll need it anyway because I think this is going to be over pretty soon. And we can see yellow there destroying Cyan, and I'm coming from the other side, and we can see Cyan has absolutely nothing to defend with. I think he was going all in with Chrono tanks. So we've got his construction yard, his 2 ore refineries, and he's done for now. It was a good plan, I guess, with Chrono tanks. It did almost work. He did almost get my base. He just needed to kill that extra ore refinery or that extra war factory a bit earlier on. The problem with the Chrono tank strategy, though, is that if it doesn't work, it doesn't leave you anything to defend with. And then you're easy pickings for any other players or the player you've been trying to attack.
Unit lost.
So as you can see, I'm building my ore refinery, but as I say, I probably won't need it now because I think it's going to be pretty much over anytime soon.
Unit lost. Mission.
And that's the end of the game. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.